Welcome to Savvy Home Sellers. Today we have a bonus episode. I'm so excited. I want to interview Laura, but before I introduce Laura, I want to introduce myself. My name is Nikki Tamifuna. I'm a realtor here in Huntington Beach, California.
Hey, I'm Laura Palacios, stager and realtor here in Huntington Beach and all over Southern California.
Yeah, we go all over Southern California. I'm doing a deal in LA right now, so don't be scared off by the beach because we are at the beach. All right. So today's bonus video is a surprise to Laura. She does not know what we're doing. And you love surprises.
You know, I can do surprises. Typically, I don't like surprises.
I think that's what makes you a really good stager is because you're able to roll with it. And that's one thing we experience, I think, a lot. I'm just going to talk here.
Yeah, because you don't know what you're going to walk into when you're walking into someone's home.
Mm-hmm.
You know, is this an old childhood home? Have you lived there for 1 year? It's always a big surprise when I walk in to somebody's house, and you know we have to be very custom at what we do.
Yeah,
there's no cookie cutter way to do our job. We just have to walk in and think of quick solutions on the spot.
Yeah, and Laura is very good at that.
I'm pretty good at that.
You are very good at that. So today's bonus episode, I want to interview Laura. Okay. So one of the things that Laura and I have talked about behind the scenes is we on YouTube, there is a playlist. And with that playlist, we want to interview our team members. We want to interview the people that we work with, right? Look at her face. She's getting lit up.
Yeah, I get excited. Yeah, that's cool because it takes a whole team to make this dream work.
Right. And so we are launching our new playlist and we're going to start with our first video interviewing Laura. So this is a surprise. And I already have interview questions already.
Oh my gosh.
So off the cuff, like off the top of your head, like let down the hair, like
just wiggle it out.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
All right. And my first question for you, can you share a bit about your journey and how you got started in the field of staging?
Yes, I think I can. Well, I didn't have any influence. I didn't know anybody that was a stager. I didn't know any designers. I really started by getting my real estate license and then realizing that I was really into the home design aspect of the real estate side. Like, for example, if I was helping a buyer find their dream home, that for some reason I knew that I had a good understanding inside of me of how to make something that dream home. Like, you can move a wall, you can change the colors, you can, as long as the whole design is the right architectural style, then I felt really confident that I can help a buyer envision themselves in that home. And then it evolved. They recommended when I was going through real estate school that you have a supplemental, thank you,
elementary
career or a side hustle, if you will.
Right,
because getting started in the real estate industry is not easy. So they mentioned being an appraiser, and then they said something like being a stager. And I was like, oh, I could be a stager.
Ding.
Ding. I just,
where's the bell?
When I saw those DIY programs and I saw realtors and designers working together to get the house ready to sell, I just knew that's what I do. I just knew that I could do it. I just think that way. I want to work with contractors. I want to be on the construction site. And I just felt it in my heart. So I went for it. And how I started was I just started marketing to the people that I knew that were realtors and said, hey, give me a shot. I've never done this before. I have no pictures to prove that I'm qualified at this, but give me a shot and let me show you what I can do for your budget. Yeah. And it worked.
That's awesome. I love that answer. Thank you. Okay, that's good.
I'm nervous. I like my cheeks are hot. I feel like
you thrive in an environment where it's like I noticed this about you. You thrive in that environment where things are shifting, things are moving, and then going with it, right? And I think that's what makes you a really good stager and really good working with realtors and in the community, our community of realtors. And I think that's also what makes you a really good realtor because we do have to ebb and flow, whether it's ebbing and flowing with the market or ebbing and flowing with our client. One common thing we hear as realtors is buyers are liars. I don't agree with that. I do not agree with that.
I don't either.
I believe when I'm showing my buyer a home, they say, well, but let's back up. The buyer says, I want four walls and a roof, for example. And then you start showing them homes and then they start gravitating towards a certain style. A lot of times we don't know what we want. And me as a realtor, look, I'm not going to show you a gazillion homes, but I am going to go deeper inside of you to find really what you're looking for. I'm digging deeper. And I think that's one thing you're really good at is digging deeper into your client, into that realtor that's the client, or digging into that client that's the seller maybe, or even that buyer. That's what, in my opinion, makes you great at what you do.
Thank you.
You already answered the second question, but I'll just let our audience know that my second question was, what inspired you to pursue your current career passion? But I'm going to change that because you did kind of already answer that question. I know your background and experience, but just tell us a little bit about, you did have a little bit of experience with other things.
Yeah, and I do want to mention that because I think it's it's partly what makes me me and gives me the experience that I bring to the table. Is I was a wedding planner, special events and wedding planner for 10 years. And it gave me a lot of preparation knowledge. Like when you're stepping into a wedding, there's so much to think about and prepare in advance. So
moving parts.
Yeah, so that you're prepared for wedding day, that you're not missing anything and that everything goes very smoothly. And a staging day for me feels so much like a wedding. I've worked so hard to get to that point, and then I have so much fun with it when I'm there. And
Can I say a little behind the scenes?
Yes.
I saw Lori yesterday. We saw each other for 2 minutes, and she's so excited, and I had no idea what she's doing yesterday. And then she's like, and we're all done. And I was like, well, what did you have going on? She's like, I staged a property. And I'm thinking, she's so fired up. You are so energized. You're so excited about your day. And I've been there with you. And to me, it's like, oh my God, I'm exhausted.
Oh,
and
yeah,
Laura is pumped.
Yeah.
It brings you energy for sure.
Oh, and I'm stoked when when I finished the project before I thought I was going to finish. So I had set a 4:00 finish time, and I was done at 3. I'm like, yeah,
and then she's like this. You're like,
I did it. Look at this. And it was a humongous house. Like it was a big, feat. And let me just say, the clients called me in the morning. I was planning to be there at 9:30 in the morning, and they texted me in the morning saying, we'd prefer for you to be there at 10:30. And you know what that does to my timeline and my schedule? I wanted to scream. But you know what? I still got done an hour early.
Exactly.
Because it gave me more time to prep in advance.
But
no
that's
problem.
Exactly what I'm saying. You're so good at the ebbs and the flows. To our savvy home sellers that are watching this channel,
don't do that to me.
Don't do that. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to Laura. But if some circumstances come up, you are so good at that. Okay, so we talked about your inspiration, things that you've done in the past, but applying that to your day-to-day work. Okay, knowing that each home is different, or maybe a home is cookie cutter, and you already used that word, cookie cutter. Each family is different. Their moving situation is different. How do you use this information to inspire you? And this is front loaded because you have talked to me about this when let me say this.
Okay.
When we're behind the scenes, like we're setting up our cameras, like we're so amateur at this, but we're doing the best we can. And thank you again for supporting us.
Thank you for your grace.
Yes. So when we're behind the scenes, she tells these amazing stories of how she basically served her clients. And I am getting chills just saying this right now, and how I would say that's one of your superpowers. So that's why I asked the question. It's a loaded question. Please go into your superpower. Each family is different. Their moving situation is different. How do you use that information to inspire you?
To inspire me.
You've talked about reusing their furniture and honoring the family
and
things like that. It inspires you, the space, the situation, giving back to the family. And you've said in the past how that's one of your favorite things.
Yes. So, I'm really putting myself in the position of the seller or the client, right? What's important to them. I have a million clients that I'm working with currently that I'm thinking about them right now. So, for example, I have a client that should have probably repainted the whole house. And I knew that it was going to add value to the house if we repainted the whole interior. But they're living there through this process, through, selling the house. They also work there. Like they have employees that work there. So it was a very stressful thing to think about, to wrapping everything up, even them having to leave the house it was a very big house. So they would have been out for about a week. I mean, it would have really messed their whole schedule up. And I decided to let the client know that, or me and the client together, we decided, you know what? We're not going to repaint the house, the interior. We're going to repaint the green rooms because they're like lime green rooms. We're going to repaint the hallway because it's very dark. Other than that, let's leave the rest of it alone and let me use the furniture to brighten up the space. So I came up with an alternative solution, and they instantly were so relieved. They're like, oh, okay, so we don't have to paint. And I said, no, I don't want to put this family through that stress.
Mhm.
And if you were leaving here tomorrow, yeah, okay, let's repaint. But no, you know what? You continue to work, continue to do what you're doing, and this is the painting of the spaces we're doing is not going to mess your life up.
Yeah.
And you know what? At the end, everyone feels better.
Yeah.
The realtor is now dealing with a more relaxed client. I can just focus on my job and what I need to do for this home, and everyone wins.
Yeah.
When it comes to like people that are deceased, that have deceased in the home or that have passed away, and now the children are dealing with it, that's when I noticed the most confusion stirring.
Mm.
They're like, I don't even know what to do. I don't even know what to get rid of. What?
And remember that family you worked with, and then I don't know all the story, but you were telling me a little bit about how like you helped them, and then they were so happy with your service and happy, and like you were so. Describe that feeling.
So for that one, and it's happened to me a few times to where when I get done helping them pack, I'll help pack, or I'll bring in the right people to help pack the house, get the house ready, and I reuse the items. And multiple families have said, oh my gosh, my mom would have loved this.
Mhm.
Or, my mom and dad just would love this, because it's almost like I bring back the life, the original life that was, that the original owners were trying to have there once it's all kind of cleaned up. And it makes me so happy. Or sometimes I'll take all of the art and create a gallery wall on one wall instead of having it all spread out everywhere. Something like that just touches people. It still feels like, okay, we honored the family that lived there. I honored their items. I didn't just move them around and discard them like it's trash. I really took special care and attention to everything. And people enjoy that, and people have thanked me for that, given me huge hugs for that. And those are the times where like my job, I feel like I'm making a big difference.
Yeah, like I said, I definitely think that's your superpower, is impacting those lives, whether your client is the seller or whether your client is the realtor. Great. All right, next question. What is your big audacious goal?
Oh, okay. My big audacious goal, which I think is very doable, is I want to have my whole warehouse big enough for all of my staging items. Every year I exponentially grow so much more than I thought I was going to grow the year before, to where I have, now I have 11 houses worth of furniture, and every year I might have 5 houses more worth of furniture. So I need a warehouse large enough to house all of my inventory. I would like to have 3 designers on my team and 2 full-time warehouse.
And she wants a magazine cover. I don't know if that's your dream, but I keep putting that out there because one thing that I really like about your design aesthetic is I've seen a lot of, I've been a realtor over 20 years, and I've seen a lot of homes, and the stager comes in, and to me, I feel like that they need to declutter again. Like the stager came in and they decorated, and I believe there's a difference between someone who comes in and decorates versus what Laura does, and what you're doing is oh my gosh, what is the word? You're showcasing the features of the home.
Yes.
You're showcasing the features of the home, which is so much more important than the furniture, than the plants, than the decor, the books on the shelves, or whatever she's using to stage with. It's so much more important to showcase the home, because your goal as a seller is you want to net the most amount of money. You want to walk away with the most amount of money. And if we can show the buyers, look, there's this beautiful XYZ in this home, or this view, this fireplace, whatever, then that's going to be good for the seller, good for the realtor, good for the buyer. And I really feel like you bring that to the table versus other stagers that I've seen.
Yeah. And the way that I'm thinking about the project, if I'm decorating someone's home to live in, like, oh, I want to live here and this is what I want to do, this is what I need in here, versus let's get the home stage to sell, my brain's doing very different things. I know it sounds very similar, but it really isn't. It really isn't. I have a whole inventory that I'm working with, plus your furniture. So I'm putting it together to make it work for the home for the home. But when we're decorating the house, I'm working with a budget and working backwards, and everything's brand new and customized for the clients. So
which
this
we
is
have
different.
seen you do. You can hire Laura as your design consultant. And if we just had one where they relocated from another country and put the whole house together. That was amazing.
Well, it's not done yet. It should be done this Saturday.
It was done, and then the client was so happy with your work. This is my client. They were so happy with your work, they hired her to do more. So, you know, they relocated, they moved into their home, and then they said, okay, Laura, now this is phase 2.
Yeah,
That's
and
great.
they hadn't moved into the country yet when I started decorating their home originally. Now that they're here, I was able to consult with the children and talk to the children about what they need in their home. And I'm having so much fun that this project's been really great. I can't wait to show you guys more of that.
So one more question. We're going to put your information on the screen. All right. So putting Laura on the spot. What are you listening to right now? Like if I went to your car, which I've done before, and we turn it on, what are you listening to right now?
En Vogue.
All right. I love it.
But music is a big part of what gets me pumped up for all my projects.
That was our final question, but I have a bonus question. What is the one tip you want to leave our Savvy Home Seller audience with today?
A tip that I have, let's see. Get help.
Yeah. Get help. And plan ahead. No, that's my tip.
Okay. Yeah, no, my help is it's okay to ask for help. The process of moving, of buying a new house, selling your house, these are overwhelming concepts and there's a lot to do. So when you have help, you can focus on the things you need to do and let people take on other responsibilities and other things that, you know, might just be out of your wheelhouse. And we can help save you a lot of time and money by doing it that way.
Perfect. If you want to add Laura to your team as a stager, her information is on the screen. It's in the description. Give her a call, book the appointment, and I'm sure she'd love to hear from you. She does an excellent job. I highly recommend her for your project. We, again, are in Southern California. We live here in Huntington Beach, our favorite city in Orange County.
And I have a surprise for you. You think you're going to bring me here and just surprise me? Well, I'm going to surprise you right now.
Oh my God, what's the surprise?
Okay, if you call and mention this video, I will give you a free consultation.
Call now.
So call now.
Thank you so much for supporting us on our videos. We appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for being our audience. If you have any tips that you want us to talk about, or if you have any questions, suggestions of videos you want to see or hear, we would love to hear from you. Definitely comment down below. Again, we do love hearing from you. And all of our information is in the description. And we'll see you next time. We'll see you soon. Hey, thank you for including Savvy Home Sellers in your next home selling project.
See you next time for more information on how to get your home ready to sell.
Like and subscribe.
And follow us for more Savvy Home Seller content.
See you soon.